Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're giving a recap of how this garden came along. So we started this garden in 2022, so almost 2 years ago, and it was a long process. And it's still a long process. We aren't completely done. We want to do some no-till gardening in this area and just fill it up with some raised beds. Well, more raised beds than what we have. We have a lot more to fill up, so you're gonna see it in this video. But this is where our garden started. So we started here, and this is about a half an acre of land that we are using on our 10-acre parcel to finish this garden and get this garden going. So right here in the middle, we're gonna be putting a nice greenhouse, and we love our greenhouse. But before that, we had to plan out everything else. Some of the things that we had to decide on while building this garden was raised beds. So we decided on some log raised beds, which was cheap and free because most of the wood we got off of our property. Now we wanted other raised beds. So we actually did wood pickets. We found this idea on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers use this, which are just wood fence pickets. And that's how we made that cross raised beds. And they are still holding up really, really good, as well as these log raised beds. We were going to do metal, but the metal just seemed like really flimsy. So we had to go another route. And the metal that I'm talking about was just like a roofing metal. So we had to actually get metal raised beds from Amazon, and we got a couple of different ones from different companies, but right here I am just showing you the log raised bed, and I'm still in love with these raised beds. They work amazing for having it as a raised bed. So at one point, we did not want to till the ground at all, but then Yadel decided to till the ground to put in some sugarcane that we had got from a local supplier, and that is what he did. So he tilled this by hand, and then we went in and added the sugarcane. If you guys seen in any of our older videos, then you might have seen this, but they came out so nice. I will show you in upcoming videos how that sugarcane is coming out. He will be replanting it to get an even more abundance of sugarcane, but we cannot believe that they actually came out with just regular sugarcane that he got from a local fruit stand. So now we were getting ready to build our actual greenhouse. We had our bird aviator, I think that's what it's called. It's like a bird cage, like a huge bird cage that would let in light. And we would use that for our seeds when we just had our garden in our backyard. But we needed something a lot bigger and something that would keep the heat in. And that one just did not do the job. So we had to come up with a greenhouse, and we only had a certain budget. We didn't want to go over like $400 or $500 for a greenhouse. At one point we were going to do rent to own or either finance one, and it was just a mess. And as you guys know, we are trying to go a route where we have less bills, and even though we do have bills and debt that we are paying, we don't want a newer debt that we need to pay. So we're trying to just be as debt free as we can, trying to just get rid of every debt that we have and continue to live a debt-free life. So getting into something like that was going to cause us debt, and we didn't want that. So we just ended up not doing any of that and actually going in and making our own. And this one actually came out to only $250, which I was very, very surprised that we can get it on such a low budget. And Yadel worked so hard on it, and we love the outcome. It was so beautiful. So now that the greenhouse was almost finished, well, it was actually finished. We were able to go in and start seeds. So I started buying seeds from Baker Creek and just all the seed places that I love and love to purchase from. And that is what we got started on, which was getting the seeds ready so that way we can get some crops outside and start planting. So now we are actually able to seed start, and that's one thing that we were very excited about, to have a new greenhouse, new shelves, and just have our seeds germinate in a happy place. And one thing about it this year that we are trying to change is all this plastic that we were using in previous years. Now, we're not completely done with plastic, unfortunately, but we are trying to cut out the plastic yearly. So we've gotten rid of a lot of these trays, and I'm still using a few of them, but not like how I was using them many years ago. Now we have cut out so much plastic. I didn't even notice it until we actually got rid of them and just started to clear that up, which you're gonna see in upcoming videos, us actually getting rid of a lot of plastic and not using plastic anymore. Trying to just cut that out. Maybe in the future I can use stainless steel trays and just try to live a more not plastic life when it comes to gardening. So I know it's not everybody's thing, but it's something that I want to go towards because it is a hassle dealing with these little cups and stuff. If you guys don't know or you don't garden, it is a hassle. Like, I have them all over and it's just a huge mess. A couple of months passed by and we were starting to have to hand water. And there's nothing wrong with hand watering because you actually get to be out there and deal with your plants, and it's like that one-on-one interaction with them. But when you have a busy life and you have so much going on, it's just not in the plans. It's hard to have to deal with all of that, plus go out there and water each plant, especially when you have 10, 20 raised beds and then you have like till beds, and just everything is just all over the place. So me and Adele actually decided to put in a watering system, and we got this watering system and it's so good, and we were just so excited for it, and we still are excited for it because all we have to do is go outside, turn the knobs, and everything turns on. You can also put a timer on it, and you could do a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's just amazing. This whole system is so good. It turns on at a certain time, it turns off at a certain time when you want it to turn on and turn off. So it just works really good, especially when you have a garden that is flourishing and it needs a lot of water. I will say though, this system is an investment with all the pipes and everything. I think everything was over $500-600. It is an investment, but honestly, the time that you get back is amazing. Like, I can go out there and I don't have to worry about watering it. Like right now, we are watering everything because two of the pipes actually had broke. One of the horses got in and broke one of the pipes, and then another pipe broke because we were actually walking over it and stuff, which Yadel actually put the pipes in the ground now, but two of them had broke. So now we are hand watering again, and I'm just like not into it. It is just a hassle. So I'm so happy. As you guys can see, I'm pointing to it. It looks so beautiful and it's completely done. I also have where I can hook up a hose to there, and it's just so nice if I need a hose inside of the greenhouse. And I just love the way that it looks. It looks so beautiful on the greenhouse. And now that the hoses and all of the plumbing is underground, it just looks even more beautiful. 2022 to 2023, we had the garden flourishing. We had passion fruit growing, tomatoes and peppers. We had lots of flowers, from zinnias to sunflowers to tulips and all types of flowers. We even had onions. I had got an abundance of onions from this bed, which we actually ended up buying some more onions from Lowe's again to plant out because they did absolutely amazing. And we just grew so much stuff, watermelons and cucumbers. We got so many cucumbers that I actually canned and pickled, which I am going to be doing the same thing this year again. I love anything that's like in vinegar and like acidy, and just I just love it. So I will be pickling again this year, different things. I did try my hand at cantaloupe and it really didn't come out great, so I'm going to try my hand at it again this year and see if we can get some cantaloupe. But one thing that me and Yadel grow a lot are tomatoes and peppers, watermelons, eggplants. We love all types of squash, pumpkins, just things that we can and preserve or put in the freezer if we need to be. Carrots, we just put down some cabbage and broccoli, just all types of vegetables. Unfortunately, the garden does not look like this right now because we are not in season for it, but hoping here in spring to summer, the garden is going to be just flourishing. I cannot wait for the garden to look like how it looked in 2022, 2023. I just cannot wait for 2024 gardening season because this garden is struggling. We had let it go after 2023 gardening season and we just let it go. And our grass grows super fast here. I mean, a blink of an eye and the grass is super tall. Trees are coming in and it overgrows everything super fast if we do not maintain it. And that's what we didn't do. We did not maintain it at all. We just let it go. We didn't worry about it for a few months. And now, if you guys watched any of our previous videos, you guys know we have been cleaning up this garden and trying to get it to our dream garden again so we can get in here and do summer crops and fall and also winter this year. So we are very, very excited about it. And we finally have half of this garden done. And now we are working on the other half. And we already have carrots and peas, cabbage, arugula, kale, some lettuce going. So we just have a lot going on in this garden already as is, but we are just excited to see it flourish and get beautiful. It looks a little wild right now, but I promise you guys in a few more months when you guys see it, you guys are going to be like, wow, what a change. So this is how it is looking. We're just getting these raised beds cleaned up. We cannot wait for the grass to grow in this area and just make everything nice and green and beautiful. Yadel has been working so hard on this garden for the past couple of days and weeks. We actually have not been doing anything in the inside because it's only me and him. So we really have to take breaks and try to get everything done at a time that we can. So when it comes to gardening, we know that we have to start this first so we can get this actually done and have our spring and summer crops going. And that way, when we come into the house, we don't have to rush or like, oh my gosh, we were supposed to go outside and do the garden. Now we can just then focus on the house come like mid-spring going into summer. It's not, that way he can work on the house and not have to worry about the garden. And then I will be harvesting and worried about the garden and he can actually work on the mobile home. So that's kind of how we do everything. We rotate projects to get everything done. in a timely manner. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little journey from 2022 all the way to 2024 of us trying to get our garden going and our dream garden that we love. We have so much to do still, but we are working on it and we are getting closer and closer to being finished. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in our next video.